Ninja Warriors, welcome to yet another power packed session. I am Namrata, your mathematics expert, and we are resuming our complete mathematical revision. Before I start any further, do let me know whether I am perfectly audible and visible to you guys. Yes. All right. Audio video clear? Yes. Okay, so where we have left, we will start from there only. So we have left on conic section. So you were demanding that, ma'am, conic section. So we'll start with this only. Let's just begin conic sections. So here you can see the bifurcation of conic section. So from straight lines you can see 12 questions were there in 2023, but from circles and from parabola you can see circles and parabola are NTA's most favorite. So 19 questions from circles and parabola, and then ellipse and a hyperbola would be 21 questions approximately, right? All right, yes. Let me just open the chat box. Give me a moment. Okay. Alright, I can see comments pouring in. I can see Pramod, welcome to the session. Manisha, good evening, Madan. Alright, Avinash and Shabana is also here. Kaushik, keep joining, keep coming, and you know what? Like the session and share it with your fellow JEE aspirants. Let's create a maximum interaction session over here so that we can have maximum doubt solving. Alright, yes. Hello Movie Technology, hello Vemula, Pooja, Rama. Alright, let's just begin, hai na? So first of all, straight lines. Let's begin with straight lines because conic section was in high demand. So that's why I left this session. It was very late in part 1 session. So it was 1 o'clock in the night. That's why we did it. We are doing the part 2 as well, the remaining portion, okay? So conic sections, 3D geometry, then we have statistics along with probability. So all these things we are going to complete. Okay. Alright, let's begin. Yes, Kriti. Okay, Kriti. Name taken. Done. Alright. Okay, let's just begin with straight line. So what are the topics which are important in straight line? So all the forms are important in straight line. You can see the forms are extremely important. Okay. Yes. The last session PDF, I will be sharing it with this session, the combined PDF. Okay. Alright. So right after this session. Alright. So you can see clearly that this is the form which is slope intercept form. Y is equals to mx plus c. Here m is nothing but slope of this line and c is nothing but y intercept. C is always your y intercept. Right. So this is your slope intercept form. What about this? This is your 2-point form. Okay, let's look here. So this is point slope form. So this second is point slope form. In here, what do you need? You need a slope of that line and you need a point on it. The moment you have 1 point and slope, you can write the equation of that straight line. Y minus y1 is equals to m times x minus x1. What is this now? So here on this straight line we have 2 points. So this is 2-point form. How do we write it? So suppose if you have 2 points on any straight line, 2 fixed points, then you can write with this particular formula, which is y minus y1. This is the slope of line whose 2 points are given to us, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, and this is x minus x1. So this is 2-point form. Last but not the least, intercept form, or you can call it as a double intercept form. Okay? So double intercept form means if your x intercept is A, y intercept with B, I am talking about the algebraic intercept. That means intercept along with the sign. So that would be x by A plus y by B is equals to 1. So all these 4 forms are very important. Have a look at it, realize, understand, and here we go. The 5th form is parametric form, and you know what? This particular form is, so to understand this form is very easy. Okay. What is this, ma'am? So basically 5th form is a parametric form. So suppose this line is making an angle of theta with the positive direction of x-axis, right? So how to write the equation of this line? So it will become x minus x1 upon distance upon cos theta is equals to y minus y1 upon tan theta, and this value will be equal to r, which is what? Distance between a fixed point and a moving point. Let me just tell you one more time. So in here, what do you need? You need a theta, which, so basically you need angle of inclination. Okay, what is angle of inclination? Line makes with positive direction of x-axis. Angle, line makes with positive direction of x-axis. That is your theta. Okay, now x minus x1 is equals to y minus y1, and this is your cos theta. This is your, sorry, by mistake I wrote it this way. So this is sin theta. है ना, x minus x1 by cos theta, y minus y1 by sin theta is equals to r. R is nothing but distance between these 2 points. This is moving point, this is fixed point. Now to understand this is very easy, right? This is no rocket science, but application part is something which will require you some 2 and 3 questions on this particular form. Okay, and one more thing, I can write it this way as well. So this and this, if you combine these two, x is equals to r cos theta plus x1, right? Y is equals to r sin theta plus y1. So this is another way of writing things. Okay? And here r can be both positive and negative. So what, why r is positive, why r is negative, what is the geometrical significance? So basically what we are doing is, we are saying that there is a point which is r unit distance away from my fixed point. So basically there are 2 possibilities. One is on the first side of the line and second point will be on the next side of line. So x comma y will hold 2 positions, either this or this, because both the distances are r. So if you take positive sign, you will get one x, and if you take negative sign, you will have another this coordinates. Okay, getting it? Yes, perfect. All right. Now we have a normal form. And you know what? There was a question in JEE Mains 2023 from the normal form. So understand this form carefully. So suppose you have a line, and from the origin, the perpendicular distance from line is what? P, right? And this angle is what? Alpha. This angle is alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is the angle which perpendicular of the line from the origin makes with positive direction of x-axis, right? This alpha is not angle of inclination, but this alpha is perpendicular of the line from the origin is making with positive direction of x-axis. That angle is your alpha, and your normal form is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equals to p, and in here your alpha could be 0 to 2 pi, है ना, 0 included but 2 pi excluded. This alpha could be anything between 0 to 2 pi open, 0 close. ठीक है, perfect. Shall I move on and talk about the condition of concurrency? Now if 3 lines are meeting at the same point, then we call them as a concurrent lines, and the condition of which is this determinant formed by the coefficient should be equal to 0. So if this is my first line, this is my second line, and this is my third line, right? If I say that these lines are concurrent, what does that mean? So that simply means that these 3 lines are coinciding at one point. Basically these 3 lines are meeting at one point, and the condition is this: a1 b1 c1. Can you see the coefficients? a1 b1 c1, a2 b2 c2, a3 b3 c3. This determinant should be equal to 0. Okay, clear? Perfect. You know the condition now. So one more thing. So basically what I am trying to say, if lines are concurrent, then this determinant is 0, not the converse. If you see that the determinant is coming out as 0, that doesn't mean that lines are concurrent. Are you getting my point? No, I will tell you. See, if 2 lines are parallel and one, so this is another set of 3 lines, line 1, line 2, line 3. In this case, two lines are parallel, and if you check the determinant, now this determinant will still be 0. Are you getting my point? This condition is also same. Determinant will be 0. That in here lines are not concurrent. What does that mean? That if lines are concurrent, determinant is 0. If any of the two lines are parallel, then also determinant is 0. That means if your determinant is coming out as 0, then it may or may not be concurrent. There must be two cases possible. Either concurrency or parallel. Are you getting my point? So if determinant is coming out as 0, that simply means that either the lines are concurrent or any of the two lines are parallel, so that the coefficient are proportional and eventually the determinant will become 0. ठीक है? Yes? Yes, we will solve question. Yes, definitely. है ना? Ab now we have an angle between two lines. Can you see two lines are here? Slope of one line is m1, slope of second line is m2, and in here tan theta is given by mod of m1 minus m2 whole upon 1 plus m1 m2, where theta is nothing but acute angle. This theta is acute angle between the two lines. ठीक है? Alright, so angle between two lines is also clear. And you know what? When lines are parallel, what does that mean? Theta is equals to 0 degree. That simply means tan 0 degree. This means m1 and m2 should be equal. That means slope of both lines should be equals for two lines to become parallel. Very important. If two lines are perpendicular, that means theta is equals to 90 degree. That simply means tan 90 degree is infinity. That means denominator m1 m2 should be equal to minus 1. Very important condition. Very important condition. m1 m2 should be equal to minus 1. ठीक है? So if lines are parallel, slopes should be equal. But if lines are perpendicular, m1 m2 product of slopes should be equal to minus 1. Will you remember this? Yes, I guess everybody is actually automatically aware of this. That's what I feel. Okay? Alright. Now in any situation, if you are given with a point and a line, can you see a point is here and a line is here, right? And if you want to find the shortest distance, or you can call it as a perpendicular distance of a point from a line. So this is shortest, or you can call it as a perpendicular distance from a point of a line, right? So that is given by what? This particular formula. So in this formula, first of all, the distance is inside the modulus, because distance is always positive. That is first thing we should notice, right? And then how to remember this formula? So you have this point x1, y1, and you have this line ax1, ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. This is your line, right? Now what you need to do is you need to plug in this point in this line. If you plug in this point in this line, now what will happen? ax1 plus by1 plus c1, like this. ax1 plus by1 plus c. So you have put the point in this line whole upon square root of x का coefficient का square, y का coefficient का square. Yes, that's how it is. Okay. So suppose for example distance of 1, 2 from this line is asked. What we will do? Distance will be equal to modulus, right? 1, 2 you will put in this line. So 3 minus 8 plus 2 upon square root of 3 square plus 4 square. So that will be what? So 6. So 2 by 5. 2 by 5. Sorry, 5. 3 by 5. 3 by 5. Yes. 3 by 5 will be the distance. That's how you apply the formula. I hope this formula is clear. I have showed you the application as well. Right? And you know what? Sometimes there is a direct question that you have to calculate distance of a line from the origin. Suppose you have this line and this x1, y1 is nothing but origin. So you have to put origin in this. The moment you put 0, 0 origin, only c will be left out. So the direct formula would be c upon square root a square plus b square. So basically this is a special case wherein you need to figure out distance of origin from any line. So origin will be put over here. So c upon square root a square plus b square. Done. Now distance between two parallel lines. Here is the formula. So let me just ask you this. 2x plus 3y plus 2 is equals to 0 and 4x plus 6y plus 1 is equals to 0. You need to calculate distance. Question time. Please do let me know the distance between these two lines quickly in the chat box because we don't have time. Okay, and for all of those who have not liked the session, please do like the session. Question time. So you know what, there are many students who will actually solve like this. So they'll be like, okay, so the formula is difference between both the constant. So can you see c minus d? So difference between both the constant 1 upon square root of 2 square plus 3 square. 2 square plus 3 square. So this is the distance, ma'am. Who is going to calculate this? Who is going to calculate this? Yes? Incorrect solution. So first of all, what you have to do is you need to check whether these two lines are parallel or not. Are these two lines parallel? Yes, ma'am. Parallel to hai. So we agree that these two lines are definitely parallel. But ma'am, what is happening? This portion and this portion are slightly different. So what we will do is we will divide this whole equation, the second equation, by 2. So the lines would be what? 2x plus 3y plus 2 is equals to 0 and 2x plus 3y plus 1 by 2 is equals to 0. Now can you see both the lines are clearly have same variable part. Now the constant parts are 2 minus half upon square root 2 square is 4 plus 9 and modulus. So 2 2s are 4, so it's basically 3 by 2 root 13. Yes, 3 by 2 root 13. Yes, 5 by 2 root 13 बोल रहे हैं. 2 2s are 4 minus 1 ना. So how come 5? No, Pramod. 3 by 2 root 13. Anyway, so you got it, the final formula, that whenever you see two parallel lines, subtract the constants over here and square root of coefficient of x plus coefficient of y square. Yes? Yes, and this is something which is actually important. Many students ask this. So foot of perpendicular from a point to a line. So basically we have a point and we have a line. And what we need to figure out is this point, foot of perpendicular. That is one thing. And what we need to figure out, one more thing we need to figure out, which is image of a point from a line. So if this is your point, this is your line, this would be your image. This would be your image. Okay? So the class, how long will be the class? How long will be the class? So let me just answer you. Basically 3 hours. We will take 3 hours, not more than 3 hours. Okay? We'll try to wind up in less than 3 hours. So before, actually 11:30 by maximum by 12 we will be winding up. Okay? Chalo, now this is image of a point from a line. So we have a line, we have a point, and we are looking for image, right? And we are looking for foot of perpendicular. So basically we are looking for these 2 points. This and this. This is alpha comma beta and this is alpha dash comma beta dash. Actually both are having similar approach. That's why I am telling you, teaching you this in a single go. So both have similar formula. So what you need to do is, so this is unknown point alpha and this is the known point. So formula is alpha minus x. Beta, so alpha minus known point, beta minus known point. Right? Learn how to write this formula, how to remember it. Now denominator may, what you have to do is, you have this line now. So put coefficient of x over here and put coefficient of y over here. Now what you are looking for is foot of perpendicular. So apply a -1. And inside this you have to put this point in this line. So that would be ax1 plus by1 plus c upon, there is no square root. Please remember, without square root you have to write a square plus b square. That's your foot of perpendicular. If you write it -1 over here, it will give you foot of perpendicular. But if you write it -2 over here, can you see this? This will give you image. Only a small slight change will give you a different, basically -1 will give you foot of perpendicular and -2 will give you image. ठीक है? Alright, so let's have this example. We are looking for foot of perpendicular 2, 3 on this line. So first of all 2, 3. So let us assume alpha, beta is the point. So alpha -2, alpha minus known point, beta minus known point upon. So here x ka coefficient is 1 and y ka is 2. Can you see 1 and 2? Is equals to now -1 because you are looking for foot of perpendicular. Now you have this point, right? 2, 3 and this line. Plug this point inside this line. So 2 plus 6 minus 1. So basically this is 2 plus 6 minus 1 upon no square root. 1 square plus 2 square. So you just need to solve it. Alpha is 3 by 5. Beta is 1 by 5. Clear? Right? So this is what foot of perpendicular. And similar question, if you have to find out the image, only you have, instead of -1 you have to write -2. Very important formula. Please do not forget, have one application on your own, right? If you are not picking up the pen, if you're not practicing the formula, you won't be able to apply it in JEE Mains. Straightforward upfront suggestion. Okay? Alright. Let's now talk about this. Centers related to a triangle. So basically one student was telling me that, ma'am, I don't know centroid, orthocenter, circumcenter, incenter. I don't know anything about it. So here I am telling you from the basics. Centroid. What is centroid? So basically you have a triangle, right? And you have all the midpoints of the sides. D is the midpoint of this side. E is the midpoint of this side. F is the midpoint of this side, right? And you know what? You join all the midpoints from the opposite vertex. Did you see? You are joining all the vertex, all the midpoints to the opposite vertex. And the moment you join it, you will form a median. So AD is a median, right? BE is a median, CF is a median, and all these medians intersect at one single point, which we call it as a centroid. So let me just repeat. Centroid is point of concurrence of the medians of the triangle, right? And if you have got all the vertices, coordinates of all the vertices A, B and C, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, you can easily calculate what? Centroid of a triangle, which is sum of all x coordinate x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, sum of all y coordinate y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Right? Okay. Cool. And you know what? The ratio in which centroid divides this median is nothing but 2:1. You have to remember this particular ratio. Okay? This is what centroid is. Now what about incenter? Incenter is nothing but meeting point of all the angle bisector. Can you see? This is the angle, and if I bisect the angle, I'll get this as an angle bisector, this angle bisector and this angle bisector. All the angle bisectors meet at one point and we call it as an incenter. How to calculate incenter? Right? So for that you have all three vertex, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. And you know what? This time you have all three side ka length of all the sides. So opposite to vertex A you have this is standard notation, small a. Opposite to vertex B, we have small b. Opposite to vertex C, we have small c. Right? So the moment you see this, the formula would be what? A times x1, फिर b times x2, c times x3 upon a plus b plus c. A x1, b x2, c x3 upon a plus b plus c. Same goes with y, and this is nothing but your in center. Now what about your orthocenter? What about your orthocenter? So orthocenter is nothing but meeting point of all the altitudes, or we can call it as a perpendiculars. So basically what I will be doing is I will be dropping a perpendicular from A to the opposite vertex, from B to again opposite vertex, and from C to again the opposite vertex. Right? So triangle ABC, here we have x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, and you know what? This is the formula for orthocenter, which you must know this. You should know this formula. But you know what? We don't apply it. We just have a clear picture, okay? x1 tan A, x2 tan B, x3 tan C, tan A tan B tan C ka sum. Same goes with y. Just have a look at it, so that if someone shows you what is this formula now, so you'll be saying, okay ma'am, this is orthocenter's formula, but we never apply this, right? And same goes with circumcenter. So in circumcenter's formula, what is circumcenter? Circumcenter is meeting point of all the perpendicular bisectors. Basically, that perpendicular which is bisecting the base. So this is perpendicular bisector, this is perpendicular bisector, perpendicular bisector, and this is orthocenter. And if you put the tip of rounder over here and like pencil over here, now this will become a beautiful circle, which is circumcircle. This will become circumcircle. Oh nice, I have drawn a nice almost perfect circle, right? With one go. Okay, impressed. I am super impressed with myself. Circumcenter. Okay, so I hope you are well versed with the definitions now, at least. Incenter, circumcenter, centroid, orthocenter, these four things. Now here we have a question for you. Okay, we have a question for you. Let's solve this question. Okay, so the question says we have how many lines? 3 lines we already have. Can you see? And what we need to figure out is circumcenter of the triangle directly, nothing else. Now what is circumcenter? How to calculate? Suppose we have 3 lines. Okay ma'am, we have 3 lines. So all 3 lines are there, and what we can do is we can actually figure out the coordinates of A, B and C. Okay? Yes, PDF I will be sharing after the session. Do not worry about that. Okay, so you will be calculating ABC ke intersection point. Now what you need to calculate is circumcenter. What is circumcenter? Perpendicular bisector ka meeting point. So first of all, I need to write the equation of perpendicular bisector. How to write the equation of perpendicular bisector? Who will tell me? So to get the equation of perpendicular bisector, I need this midpoint, right? And I need this slope. Now slope of BC you know. So that means slope of perpendicular bisector will be negative reciprocal of this, because both are perpendicular. So slope, so I will get it anyway, and also midpoint also I will be able to get it. So once I have midpoint, once I have slope, don't you think I'll be able to write the equation of perpendicular bisector? Same thing we can do with the another perpendicular bisector. So we will need 2 perpendicular bisector, and if you solve those 2 perpendicular bisector now, what you will get is your circumcenter, right? So this is the procedure. This is the procedure. Yes. Okay? This is the procedure. Now there is a special thing I would like to tell you about the circumcenter. What is the special thing? So suppose you have a right angle triangle. For a right angle triangle, now what we will do is, what is circumcenter? Perpendicular bisectors, right? Okay. So basically, for a right angle triangle, circumcenter lies on midpoint of hypotenuse. So this is your circumcenter, which is midpoint of hypotenuse, right? So for a right angle triangle, please write this down. For a right angle triangle, circumcenter lies on the midpoint of hypotenuse. Very important point. So the moment I see this, I realize that slope of this line is what? Minus 4 by 3. And slope of this line, this is M1, this is M2, is what? 3 by 4. Can you see this? Product of both the slope is minus 1. That means these two lines are perpendicular to each other. So 4x plus 3y is equals to 69. And we have 4y minus 3x is equals to 17. And this is your hypotenuse. And you are looking for midpoint of this hypotenuse, right? So how are you going to do this? You have to solve these two lines. Basically, this is perpendicular line 1, this is perpendicular line 2. So basically you have to solve these two lines first to get this value. And again you have to solve these two lines to get this value and calculate the midpoint. Let me just show you the solution. So yes. So the moment you solve this line with this line, so this is your A. Which are the perpendicular lines? These two are perpendicular lines. So 5, 8 and 12, 7, you need to figure out middle point of this. 12 plus 5. So 12 plus 5. So 12 plus 5 is what? 17 by 2, comma 7 plus 8 is 15 by 2, 15 by 2. So this is your answer. This is your circumcenter, 17 by 2, comma 15 by 2. Right? This is alpha, this is beta. Now calculate whatever you want to. So you have to calculate alpha minus beta ka square plus alpha plus beta. Subtraction of these two will give you 1. So this is 1. And addition will give you what? So basically 32 by 2, that is 16. Sorry, 16 by 15 plus 17 is what? 32 by 2, yes, 16 and 1. So 17 will be the correct answer of this question. Okay? So all we have to do is we have to draw the triangle, understand the coordinates and realize this is the hypotenuse and I am looking for midpoint of hypotenuse because in right angle triangle, circumcenter lies on the midpoint of the hypotenuse. Okay? Clear? Let's move on to the next question which was there in 2023 which said ki orthocenter of the triangle whose vertices are given. Okay. So this time all the vertices are given to you. 1, 2, 2, 3 and 3, 1. Right? These are the vertices. And orthocenter is given as alpha, beta. We need to figure out the orthocenter. How to figure out orthocenter of any triangle? First of all, what is orthocenter? Meeting point of altitudes. Yes. So basically, I am looking for equation of altitude number 1. Altitude number 1. To get the equation of altitude number 1, I need a point. So 1, 2 is the point and I need slope of this. But I don't know slope of this particular altitude. But you know what? I know slope of this line. So slope of this line is what? 3 minus 1, that is 2 and upon minus 1. So minus 2 is the slope of this. So plus 1 by 2 will be the slope of this. M is equals to half. Can you write the equation for altitude number 1? Yes, ma'am. Okay? Now what about altitude number 2? For altitude number 2, we have 2, 3 point. And again, can you write the slope of this 2 minus 1 is 1 and minus 2. So minus 1 by 2, slope would be what? This line is would be 2. Because negative reciprocal, two perpendicular lines are there. So slope would be 2. Can you write the equation of altitude number 2? 100% you can write. Altitude number 1 equation, altitude number 2 equation, the moment you solve it, you will get alpha, beta and your question will be done. Let me just show you the solution. That's how we do it. Okay. Alright. So, okay, let me just solve it for you only. So, y minus 2 is equals to half x minus 1. Okay? And in here, y minus 3 is equals to 2x minus 2. So, this will become 2y minus 4 is equals to x minus 1. 2y minus x is equals to 3. Okay? And 2x minus y is equal to, so this is -4, udhar jaake is equals to 1. So these are the two lines which you need to solve, and the moment you solve it na, you will get alpha comma beta. So the value of alpha comma beta is 5/3 comma 7/3. Okay, 5/3 comma 7/3 is going to satisfy. So 5/3 and 7/3. Yes. So if you solve these two equations, you will get x is equals to 5/3 comma y is equals to 7/3. So this is your alpha, this is your beta, and you are looking for roots whose equation are. So equation whose roots are alpha plus 4 beta. You are looking for alpha plus 4 beta. So this is your alpha, this is your beta. So alpha plus 4 beta will be what? 5/3 plus 7 4s are 28/3. So this would be 33/3. So 11 is for one root, and you know what? 4 alpha plus beta. So 4 alpha plus beta would be 4 5s are 20, 27/3. So that would be 9. So 11 and 9 are the two roots. 11 and 9. So I can clearly see 11 and 9. 11 and 9 are matching with option A, right? 11 plus 9 is 20. 11 into 9 is 99. Option A. Yes. Clear? Sanjay is asking, ma'am, how m is minus half. ठीक है. So maybe you're struggling with the slopes. Let me just show you how we get slope. So first of all, I am looking for this. This is my altitude number 1. I am looking for this slope of this line, right? And I know that this line and this line are perpendicular. Why not just calculate slope of this line? So y2 minus y1, that is 3 minus 1 is 2, and 2 minus 3 is minus 1. This is my slope of this line, right? So minus 2 is this slope. So whenever you want to calculate slope of a line perpendicular to given line now, so what you need to do is take negative reciprocal of it. So this is minus 2, so my slope will be plus 1/2. Right? So first you need to change the sign and then take reciprocal. Same goes with this. Can you see this? So you need slope of this line, but you can calculate slope of a line which is perpendicular to your line. So that would be what? 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So minus half is the slope of this line. Now negative reciprocal will give you slope of this line. So minus half is this. Change the sign. So minus half was this. Change the sign. So positive will be there. And 1/2 का reciprocal 2 will be there. Can you see this? Now find. Will you be able to calculate? I guess I have cleared your doubt. ठीक है? चलो. So let's start with circles. Let's begin with circles. All right. Okay. Circles. So first of all, the very basic thing. So basically, the circle with center as origin and radius r is given by x square plus y square plus r square. X square plus y square is equals to r square. So this circle has center as origin and radius is equals to r. I hope this point you all know. Clear? Second thing, if there is a circle whose center is given to us h comma k, radius is also given to us, so the equation will be given by x minus center का x coordinate का square, y minus k का square is equals to r square. Okay, so these are the two equations in two standard formats. Third thing, the general equation of a circle is given by this, which is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0, where center, to calculate the center, listen to me carefully, what you have to do is, you have to make sure that x square and y square share same coefficient and that should be equal to 1. Then what you need to do is, you need to figure out the term related to x, right? है ना? And what you need to do is, you need to make half of that term. So 2g divided by 2 will give you g, and change the sign, so that will give you minus g, which will be center का x coordinate. What about center का y coordinate? How to calculate? Same way. grab the term related to y, make half of it, right? 2f divided by 2 will be f, and take negative of it, that means change the sign, so minus f. That's how you calculate center. How do you calculate radius? So just square these two quantity and add g square plus f square and subtract the constant from it. Apply a square root. Do not forget to apply the square root. Right? Straight lines ka PDF now. I will give it to you after the session. So this is your radius. And you know what? If your radius, that means if your the quantity which is inside the square root is a positive number, that means you have a real circle. But what if your radius becomes 0? If your radius becomes 0, that means you have a point circle, or you can call it as a simple point. Okay, so this is a point. But what happens when your square root contains a negative quantity? It would be still a circle, but an imaginary circle with real center. Yes, circle will be imaginary, but the center will be real. Okay, so this was all about standard equations related to a circle. Right? Now this is something which is important and extremely easy. Suppose you are having a circle and you are having a diameter. So extremities of diameter, that means end points of diameters are given to you, x1 by 1, x2 by 2. So what you can do is, without actually calculating radius, calculating center, you can easily write the equation of this circle, and that would be x minus x1, x minus x2 plus y minus y1, right? This is y, and y minus y2 is equals to 0. So basically this looks like a quadratic equation or expression. Quadratic expression whose two roots are x1 comma x2. Quadratic equation whose two roots are y1 comma y2. Are you getting my point? Yes? Clear? Alright, now let's talk about parametric equation of the circle. Parametric, can you tell about the radius of the circle? Don't worry, we will solve some problems, some nice problems. You will be very confident about the application part as well. Do not worry about that. Just listen to me, what I am trying to convey. Okay, so parametric equation of the circle, right? So we have this as a circle, you know, x minus h ka square plus y minus k ka square is equals to r square, right? So how to write parametric equation? So basically what we need to do is, we need to write x is equals to center ka x coordinate plus radius cos theta. Yes. And y is equals to center ka y coordinate plus r sin theta. This is what your parametric equation looks like. Right? And the moment you need to convert it into a normal equation, how do you do it? Just calculate the value of cos theta. So this is cos square theta. Can you see this? This is cos theta ka square. This is sin theta ka square. And that would be 1. And this r square will come over here. So this will become this only. So that's how we write parametric equation. So we assume x coordinate as h plus r cos theta, comma k plus r sin theta. ठीक है? Alright. Now line under circle. Now this is something which is important. Session PDF I will be sharing after the session. I am telling you for the 5th time since half an hour I am telling you. After the session I will share. Okay? Do not worry about that. Okay. Suppose you have a line and you have a circle. So basically line and a circle can interact in 3 ways. Can you see there are 3 cases? The very first case you can clearly see, you can call this is a classic case of chord or secant of a circle. Right? Chord or secant of a circle. In this case what will happen, if you have this line and if you have this center, then the perpendicular distance from the center to this line will always be less than the radius of the circle. Can you see the perpendicular distance is this much? Radius is bigger. So perpendicular distance will be lesser than radius if it is a case of chord. Right? So if you have a line, if you have a circle, you can actually understand that what are the dynamics between a line and a circle. Whether it is behaving like a chord or secant, and if the circle, if this line is becoming a tangent to a circle, or you can call it as a, if a line is just touching the circle, that means perpendicular distance from the center is equal to radius of the circle, because both are exact same thing, both are matching. And in this case, perpendicular distance will be what? Perpendicular distance will be this. This is bigger. So perpendicular distance will be greater than radius will be smaller, because radius is this much. Right? So these are the three cases basically. Okay. So when perpendicular distance is greater, that means does not meet the circle, neither intersect nor touches. So this case is what? Clear case of neither touches nor intersect. P is equals to R, that means tangent to a circle, or we can call it circle and line touches each other. And what about for secant? For secant, P is less than R. And if P is equal to 0, what does that mean? That means line is passing through the diameter of the circle, or you can say line is passing through the center of the circle. Because perpendicular distance is becoming 0, center is lying on the line. When center lies on the line, it becomes diameter of the circle. I hope this is clear. Yes? Okay. Alright, so here what we have done is, so suppose we have a circle x square plus y square is equals to r square, whose center is what? 0, 0. So we have actually calculated three conditions, and the three conditions are, the first condition is this, where it is becoming a secant. So when this line is secant, what would be the condition? Tell me. Y is equals to mx plus c. So the line is secant, that means perpendicular distance would be less than r, radius of the circle, right? Okay, radius is a. Radius is a. So P, perpendicular distance, so put 0, 0, c upon square root 1 plus m square is less than a. Square both the sides, it will becoming c square. Can you see? This is, after this you will get this one, right? P is less than a. This is P is equal to a, condition of tangency, and this is P is greater than a. That means P greater than a means perpendicular distance is greater than a, neither touches nor intersect. Okay. Praneeth Verma, my intimation slip is not opening. It is showing live from 19th January 2024. Can you please comment this on any of the, on this video after the session gets over? I will get back to you. Okay? Chalo, let's solve this question. So this question says A 1, 2 be a point and B is any point on this curve. So we know that we have 0, 0 and 4, and this is 1, 2. So 1, 2 looks like this. So 1, 2 point A lies inside the circle. If the center of the locus of point P, which divides the line segment AB, okay, B is the line over here, B is the point over here, in 3:2 ratio. So this is P. Let A be the point. If the center of the locus. Okay. Okay. Let's understand this. We have A, which is 1, 2. It is given to us. And we have a point B, which is lying on the curve. B is lying on which curve? This curve. Okay. So we can assume coordinates of B in the parametric form. What is the radius? 4, right? So it will become 4 cos theta, 4 sin theta, right? So parametric coordinates were what? H plus r cos theta, k plus r sin theta. So यहाँ पे center is 0, 0. So 0 plus r cos theta, r sin theta. So r cos theta, r sin theta, 4 cos theta, 4 sin theta. Now they are saying that P is the point which divides line segment in 3:2 ratio. And okay, so let's just talk about P only. Let it be H, K. Now they are saying if the center of the locus of point P, we are here to figure out locus of point P. Let's just quickly calculate. So 3 4s are 12 cos theta plus 2 upon 3 plus 2, 5 is equals to your H. What about your K? So 2 2's, so basically 3 4's are 12 sine theta plus 2 2's are 4 upon 5 is equals to k. Right? Now how to calculate locus? By eliminating cos and sine theta. So it will become 5h minus 2 by 12 ka square plus 5k minus 4 by 12 ka square is equals to 1. So basically what I have did is calculated the value of cos theta from here, calculated the value of sine theta from here, and then so this is cos theta, this is sine theta, cos square theta plus sine square theta is equals to 1. So this is what it is. This is the locus. Now let's just rewrite this nicely. So 12 will be here. So 5x minus 2 ka square plus 5y minus 4 ka square is equals to 12 ka square. Can I take 5 common from here? The moment I take 5 common from here, x minus 2 by 5 ka square plus y minus 4 by 5 ka square, and below here we will be getting 25, so 12 by 5 ka whole square. So basically 2 by 5 comma 4 by 5 is center, and that's what it is saying. If the center is alpha comma beta, the length of line segment AC is what we need to figure out. So C is what? Center. So this is your point C. A is given to you. So basically you are looking for distance between A and C. So that would be square root of 1 minus 2 by 5 ka square plus 4 by 5 minus 2 का square. ठीक है. So 3 तो 9 by 25 plus 5 4s are 20. So 256 by 25, and you have a whole square, right? So length of line segment AC. Let me just check the values over here. Yes, perfect. So 3 root 5 by 5 is the answer. 3 root 5 by 5 is the answer. Can you see this? 3 root 5 by 5. That means option A is absolutely right. Perfect. Nice. All the PDFs I'll be sharing after this session, Ganesh. Okay. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Right? So the question says, very nice question. Question says we have a circle, right, which passes through which point? 6, 1. Acha. So if the circle is passes through 6, 1, then what we can do is we can just quickly satisfy this point in this, and its center lies on this line. Okay. Length of intercept made by the circle on x-axis. Okay. You know what? I need to revise this. So length of intercept on x-axis, the formula of it, and length of intercept on y-axis. So length of intercept on x-axis will be given by 2 root g square minus c. 2 root g square minus c, and this is 2 root f square minus c. These are the 2 points that you have to remember. Okay? So first of all, let's calculate the center from here. So center would be g comma minus 3. This is your g. G comma minus 3. So I can satisfy g comma minus 3 over here. So g plus 6c is equals to 8. This is g. So this is one equation in g and c. Another one would be 6, 1. I'll be satisfying over here. So 636 plus 1 minus 12g plus 6 minus 19c is equals to 0. So this is 36 plus 1, 37. 37 plus 6 is 43 is equal to 12g plus 19c. Can you see this? 2 equations, 2 unknown. Get the value of g, get the value of c. Once you have the value of g and c, you have to plug in the values over here, and you need to figure out length of x-intercept. Right? Okay? So these are the 2. Can you see this? 2 equations, 2 unknown. The value of g is coming out as 2, 1. So here let me just write it. G is 2, c is 1. Put the value. So this will become 2, 4 minus 1. So 2 root 3. 2 root 3 G is 2, C is 1. Sorry, 19. G is, C is 19. I've read the incorrect value. So, so minus 19, and it is becoming this. So 2 root. Basically, option D is right. Okay. All right. Let me just take some doubt. We get two equations in G and C. We can solve, ma'am. Length of intercept. Okay, Nishit. That's what I was waiting for. Two equations, two unknown. Solve for G and C. Plug in the value. That's how you do it. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Next question says that the value of K for which this circle lies inside the fourth quadrant. Okay. Fourth quadrant, 1, 2, 3, 4, inside the fourth quadrant. So basically the circle lies inside the fourth quadrant. Cool? Clear? Let me just divide this whole equation by 4. So x square plus y square minus 3x plus 2y plus k by 4 is equals to 0. Can you see the center of the circle? Center of the circle is what? 3 by 2 comma. So it is 3 by 2 comma minus 1. So 3 by 2 comma minus 1. So this length is your 3 by 2 complete length, right? Okay. And this length is 1. 3 by 2 comma 1. So what I want is my circle should lie inside the fourth quadrant, right? So basically what I want is my condition should be like this. So my circle should not cross the x-axis and y-axis. And you know what? Completely inside. They should be lies on or inside. Okay. Lies inside the fourth quadrant. So basically my circle should not be even touching the axis. Are you getting my point? So basically we need to apply the condition that the radius of the circle should be less than 1. Yes. Should be less than both the values. Right? Yes, because what will happen if your radius will become greater than this value 3 by 2 or 1, then it will cut the x-axis, right? So your radius should be less than 1 and radius should also be 3 by 2. So basically overall we are saying radius should be less than 1. That is your first condition. What is the radius? So radius is square root of 3 ka square 9 plus 2 ka square 4. No, actually. So 9 by 4 plus 1. 9 by 4 plus 1. Right? G square plus f square minus k by 4. So this value should be less than 1. That is one thing. Clear? And also, and the point lies on or inside the circle. Now this point should either lie on the circle or inside. That means the moment you satisfy this point in this circle, now it should be less than 0. So let me just show you what to do in this case. So I have already told you that r should be less than 1. So this should be less than 1. If you solve it, you will get k should be greater than 9. That is first thing. And now the question is saying 1 comma minus 3 lies on or inside the circle. That means the moment you put this point on the circle, now it would be less than or equal to 0. So you can solve for k. You will get k less than or equal to 92 by 2. So k less than or equal to 92 by 9 and k greater than 9. That means k will fluctuate between these two. Greater than 9 but less than 92 by 9. So basically यहाँ पे yes, option D will be absolutely right. So what would be the condition basically? Yes. So this though I already told you, right? So this will give you k greater than 9. This is first condition. Second condition is satisfy the point and make less than or equal to 0. This will give you k greater than or equal to 92 by 9. Alright, condition number 1, condition number 2. Clear? Have you guys liked my session? No? Then what are you waiting for? Okay, now we will begin parabola in a few minutes. Okay, let's take a break. Let's take a 5 minute. Okay, let's take a 7 minute break. So it's 22:05. It's already there. So 10:12 p.m. break. Okay. Yes. Yes, Nihit. Absolutely. Absolutely right. Okay. All right. 30 minutes का ब्रेक नहीं हो पाएगा. ठीक है. Be right there. 10:12. Don't be late. am back. All right, come back, come back, come back. Yes. Chalo, parabola. Let's start with the parabola. So, first of all, let's actually understand about the general conic equation. Let's not talk about specifically parabola or specifically ellipse or specifically hyperbola. The general equation of conic, basically the general equation of conic with focus alpha comma beta and directrix as this line, okay, and eccentricity E is given by what? So basically generally what is the definition of conic? So definition of conic says that suppose you have a focus, a fixed point which is called as focus, and a fixed line which is we call as a directrix, right? So the ratio of a moving point, so basically ratio of distance of moving point to the focus and moving point to the directrix is always fixed. Yes. So PS upon PM is always fixed. Right? So ratio of distance from a fixed point to a fixed line is always fixed. Right? So PS upon PM is always fixed, and that PS upon PM is nothing but eccentricity. Now if I vary that particular constant, if I change this E eccentricity, I will get what? Ellipse, parabola and hyperbola. Okay. So first of all, let's just apply the condition. Okay. So here we have focus as alpha comma beta and directrix we have ax plus by plus c. So let's apply this condition. PS by PM is equals to E, or we can call it as PS square is equals to E square PM square. So PS square is what? So distance between these 2 points, PS ka whole square, x minus alpha whole square plus y minus beta whole square is equals to E square, eccentricity ka square, and we will be actually, yes, so distance between directrix and this alpha comma beta, right? Sorry, h comma k. So this will become what? AH plus BK plus C upon square root A square plus B square and whole square. H and K will be replaced by X and Y. So it will look like this. The locus will look like this. Right? Now if you simplify it, now if you simplify, if you open each and everything, you will realize that what are you going to get. So basically you will get a term related to x square. So you will get an x square term, and you will get a y square term as well. And you know what? You will get, if you open this, because there is a square, so 2xy. So a term related to xy will also be there. A term related to x would also be there, obviously, the moment you open the square, x, y and c. So only these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms should be there. So the general equation of conic look like this, which is ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0. Okay, this is a general second degree equation in x. Now let's just bifurcate about this. If you are given with this standard equation and you need to understand whether my curve is parabola, ellipse or hyperbola, or for that matter it can represent pair of straight lines as well, so you need to identify it. How will you identify it? For that, you first of all you need to calculate delta, right? Let's calculate delta. What is delta? Delta is this particular determinant whose value you can remember by this trick. Very interesting trick. So you need to calculate delta, and the trick is all hostel girls having boyfriends go for cinema. If this determinant is equal to 0, this is the short trick, right? That's how you remember it. If this determinant is coming out as 0, that clearly means that the equation is representing pair of straight lines. But if it is not representing, but if it is not equal to 0, then it will come under the category of either parabola or ellipse or hyperbola, depending upon the value of h square minus ab. Just like the discriminant we used to do in quadratic equation now, similar. If h square minus ab is less than 0, it will represent my ellipse. If h square minus ab is equal to 0, it will represent parabola. So when equal to 0, it is parabola, less means ellipse, and greater means hyperbola. These three things are very important. Yes? Clear? Right? So this is all about identifying the conic. Now let's start discussing about the parabola, the specific thing. As I already told you, we have what? We have a focus, right? And we have a directrix, right? So locus of parabola is such that distance of point from the focus, right? Distance of point from the focus and distance of point from the parabola is equal. So PS upon PM both are equal this time. That means eccentricity is 1, right? So I told you PS upon PM is equals to E, and in this case your eccentricity will become 1. Okay, now there are some standard parabolas wherein what we do is we fix that focus point and we fix that directrix lines, and our parabola is a standard parabola. So this is rightward opening parabola. Y square is equals to 4ax. The vertex of this parabola is origin 0, 0. The focus of this parabola is what? A, 0, right? And you know what? The directrix of this parabola is x plus a is equals to 0. And one more thing, the latus rectum of this parabola. Now you will ask me, ma'am, what is the latus rectum? Very important. Basically, latus rectum is that chord of parabola which passes through focus and perpendicular to axis of the parabola. Here x is the axis of the parabola. Okay. So this is how your parabola look like. Y square is equals to 4ax, where 4a is the length of latus rectum. Okay. What about y square is equals to minus 4x? Can you see x has negative sign this time? That means this will be a leftward opening parabola. So its focus would be minus a, 0. Directrix would be x is equals to a. Vertex will still be 0, 0. And you know what? Latus rectum is still positive 4a. Are you getting my point? Yes. And now we have x square is equals to 4ay. And x square is equals to minus 4ay. So can you see this? X square is equals to 4ay. So whichever is the linear thing now. So y has power 1. So that means it will open towards the mouth of the facing of the parabola will be towards y axis. And in here can you see minus y? So minus y axis. Okay. So this is upward facing. This is downward facing. Okay. So length of parabola would be 4a only. Vertex is still x 0, 0. But this time the directrix would be y is equals to minus a and focus would be 0, a. And the reverse thing. Here the directrix would be y is equals to a and focus would be 0, minus a. So this is all about 4 standard graphs related to parabola. These 4 graphs you should definitely remember. Okay. Now what happens when vertex is not 0, 0? Because you have seen that in all the 4 curves I am telling you vertex is at origin, vertex is at origin. So just like the circle, we did this in circle, right? X square plus y square is equals to a square. Center was origin. But whenever I did x minus h ka square, y minus k ka square, it become h comma k as center. Same thing we are going to do is, so basically I have y square is equals to 4ax parabola, which is rightward opening parabola. I just have to shift the vertex of the parabola. So y will be replaced by y minus k. So it will become y minus k ka square. And x will be replaced by x minus h. So vertex will get shifted, right? If vertex will get shifted, latus rectum length will still be same, and everything like just say the focus will be what? So initially the focus was a, 0. So now it will become h plus a, k plus 0. Everything will be added. X में h add करोगे and y में you will be adding a k. Same goes with this. Same goes with this. Y minus k का so leftward opening parabola h, k is the vertex. So h you have added h, k in the focus and h you have added in the directrix. Yes. And same goes with upward facing and downward facing parabola. Can you see this? H and k are added always, right? And here in focus as well. But latus rectum, all 4 parabolas is still 4a. ठीक है? Now there is some important thing which you should know. So suppose you are given with a random parabola, not the standard parabola. But you know what? There are something which is fixed for each and every parabola, and which is what? So basically distance between vertex and focus. Distance between vertex and focus of the parabola. So distance between vertex and focus of the parabola will be equal to A. Na? A, which will be equal to 1 by 4 length of lattice rectum. So vertex and focus के बीच का distance would be, so distance between vertex and focus is 1 by 4 length of lattice rectum. And you know what? Distance between directrix and focus. Can you see this? So this distance is what? 2A, which is half of lattice rectum. So distance between directrix and focus. This is focus. Directrix and focus. So this is half times lattice rectum. And you know what? Vertex will always be the midpoint of focus and foot of directrix. So vertex is always midpoint of focus and point of intersection of axis and directrix. We can call it as a foot of directrix as well. Right? Basically these 2 points. Have a look, understand, realize, let me know whether it is clear or not. And we will discuss the parametric form of parabola. The moment you see y square is equals to 4ax, this will become 80 square comma 280. And the moment you see x square is equals to 4ay, the things will get interchanged. Can you see this? And the moment you see the shifted parabola, right? So vertex is 0, 0, 0, 0, but here vertex is h, k. So what you will do is simply add h to it, x coordinate and k to it. And here also same thing, h plus 280, k plus 80 square. Right? So this is what parametric, these 2 forms are very important. Parametric form. Let's just talk about this now. Let's just solve a question so that we get a better understanding. So the question says, if the equation of the parabola whose vertex is at 5, 4 and directrix is given as this. Okay. And this is the equation of the parabola. We need to figure out a plus b plus c plus d plus k. Right? Okay. So you know what? Let me just draw the directrix and let me just write the vertex. Okay. So if I calculate this point, which is foot of perpendicular of the directrix, then you know what? So this is 5, 4. If I am able to calculate this coordinate, na, then what I can do is I'll be able to calculate focus also. And once I get the focus, then I will be able to write the locus. How? So if I have focus, I already have directrix, then you know what? PS is equals to PM, where S is nothing but the focus that we are looking for. So let me just write it as PS, okay? And we have a point h, k, and this PS is equals to PM. So that's what I need to apply. PS is equals to PM is true for parabola. For that, I will need a point and a line. So point, that is focus, that is I need to calculate. So first of all, let me just calculate the foot of perpendicular of this line. You know how to calculate foot of perpendicular? Let me just mark it as alpha comma beta. So alpha is unknown, right? So alpha minus 5 is equals to beta minus 4 upon. Can you see this line 3, 1? And in here you have to plug in 5, 4. So minus 1, 5 3s are 15 plus 4 minus 29 and 3 ka square, so 10. Right? So this will become 19 minus 29. 19 minus 29 is what? Minus 10. 10 by 10. So this will become 1. So alpha is coming out as 8. Beta is coming out as, okay, 1 plus 4, 5. So 8, 5 is this. And you are looking for focus, which is, let's say, x, y. Right? So x plus 8 by 2 is equals to 5. Y plus 5 5 by 2 is equals to 4. So 5 2s are 10, 10 minus, so x is coming out as 2, comma y is coming out as 3. So 2 comma 3 is your vertex. Now PS is equals to PM, you are done. So x minus 2 ka square plus y minus 3 ka square is equals to distance of this point h comma k to this line, this directrix, right? So it will become 3x plus y minus 29 upon 3 ka square is 9 plus 1, 10. Root 10 ka whole square. The moment you solve this now, you will realize that eventually what you are getting is this only. Open it, figure out the value of A, B, C and D. Let me just show you what we did. Yes. So first of all, we calculated foot of perpendicular. It was 8,5. Right. So basically, this is my parabola. This is 5,4. Foot of perpendicular we have calculated 8,5 and focus was 2,3. Now distance of 2,3 from this line, it is given by this. The moment you expand this, you will get this. Right? And finally you would get this as a parabola. The moment you compare the things, moment you compare this parabola with this one, you get A, B, C, D, K, everything, and A plus B plus C plus D plus K you can easily calculate. Will you be able to do that? Yes? Okay. Will you be able to do that? Done, 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 done. Yes? Shall we start with ellipse now? Let's start with ellipse. Okay. So basically the standard equation of ellipse look like this. X square by a square, y square by b square is equals to 1. Right? So this is horizontal ellipse, whose center is at origin, right? And whose, we can call it as a vertices of the ellipse. A comma 0 minus a comma 0. This is 0 comma b, 0 comma minus b. Okay? And we have a directrix by the way, which is x is equals to minus a by e and plus a by e. Okay? Now you must be wondering, ma'am, what is E? E is nothing but eccentricity, and eccentricity of ellipse is less than 1, obviously greater than 0. Parabola ki eccentricity was 1, but ellipse ki eccentricity is between 0 to 1. Okay? No tangent and normal removed. No, tangent and normal has been removed from the syllabus. So this is directrix. Okay? What about the focus? Focus is AE, 0 and minus AE, 0. Point to be noted. Focus is plus minus AE, 0. So you can clearly see that distance between two focuses of the ellipse is nothing but 2AE, which is true for each and every ellipse. What is the distance between two focuses? 2AE, right? Okay, clear? So I guess directrix is clear, focus is clear, center is clear, and this vertices are also clear. Standard equation of the ellipse. Now what is major axis? So major axis is that particular axis wherein you can clearly see that these are two axes basically. So length of this axis. So major axis clearly is, in this case, is 2A, right? So 2A. So whichever is the bigger axis, that would be your major axis, and minor axis would be what? 2B. So major axis, minor axis. Focus is AE, 0 minus AE, 0. Directrix plus minus AE, 0. And let's not forget eccentricity. Eccentricity is square root 1 minus minor ka square upon major ka square. Always the smaller one will be staying in the numerator, the bigger one will be staying in the denominator. Right? And latus rectum. What is latus rectum? So length of latus rectum is 2 times minor ka square upon major ka square. Please remember like this only, 2 times smaller quantity ka square upon larger quantity ka square. Clear? So this is basically, so I have told you the formulas for these two formulas for any ellipse, but center should be origin. Right? Now this is vertical ellipse. In this case B should be greater than A. So can you see what is the major axis? The major axis you can clearly see is 2B, minor axis is 2A. Right? And the directrix will lie over here. So this time plus minus B by E. Right? Y is equals to plus minus b by e would be directrix, and the focus would be plus minus be, 0 comma plus minus be. Distance between focus is 2be. Okay. So again, major axis is 2b, minor axis is 2a. These are the directrix. Plus minus b upon e, y is equals to. This time y is equals to, right? And yeah, this one I already told you actually about. So focus is 0 comma b, 0 comma minus be. Directrix would be, I already told you, this is the directrix. There is some distortion happening over here. Eccentricity, please follow this. 1 minus m square by m square, and length of latus rectum, please follow this, 2 minor square upon major. Okay? Alright. So yes, I already told you about this. So eccentricity is what? Square root of 1 minus semi-minor axis upon capital M, major axis ka square. Latus rectum will be 2 minor axis ka square upon major axis. Now distance between two focus will be equal to what? Distance between 2AE. That means major axis multiply eccentricity. Can you see this? So distance between directrix will be what? 2A by E. That means major axis upon eccentricity. या फिर 2B by E. या फिर 2B by E. So let me just write it in this way, major and in the form of major and minor axis. Let's solve this question now. In a group of 100 persons, 75 speak English, 40 speak Hindi. Each person, so basically group of 100. So A union B is given as what? 100. 75 English वाले कितने? 75. 75. Hindi वाले कितने? 40. So basically if you apply that formula, A union B is equals to 75 plus 40 minus MA intersection B. So this will be 100 minus 75 minus 40. Sorry. 75 5 plus 40 will be what? 7, 8, 9, 10, 0. 125. So this is 100. So A intersection B would be what? 25. What does that mean? What does that mean? 75 speak English. 75 minus 25 is what? 50. 40 minus 25 is what? 15 and 25. Can you see this? This is 40, this is 75. Basically 25 people are those people who speak both the languages. And now if the number of persons who speak only English is alpha, that means alpha is what? 50. Number of persons who speak only Hindi is beta. Beta is what? 15. Correct? Now we need to figure out what? Eccentricity of this particular ellipse. Let's just plug in the value. Right? Let's just plug in the value. Alpha, beta. Alpha is 60. Have I done anything wrong? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, 111 to 15 आएगा. Yes, I have done miscalculation. So 15. So this is 15. Right? This is 25 and this is 60. So alpha is 60 and beta is what? 25. Alpha is 60, beta is 25. So 25, beta is 25 ka square x square plus 60 ka square y square is equals to what? 25 ka square, 60 ka square. Let's just divide everything by 25 ka square. So 25 and this is what? Let's just divide it. So it will become what? 25 x square plus now 60 ka square gone, so y square by 25 is equals to what? Yes? So your ellipse is coming out as what? Beta is 25. Let me just clear it and yes. Let's just divide this. So 25 beta square cancel x square by alpha square plus y square by beta square is equals to 1. Right? So 25 x square by 3600 plus y square by 25 का square is equals to 1. Can you see this? So this is 36 into 100. 36 into 4 is 12 का square. 25 gone by 5 का square is equals to 1. Now what is the eccentricity? 1 minus 25 by 144 का root. Always eccentricity of ellipse is 1 minus minor का square upon major का square. So it is 144 minus 25. So it will give me what? What is the correct answer? 199 by 12. Yes. Yes. So 199 ka root by 12 is the eccentricity, which is matching with which option? Option C. Have a look. Let me know. Clear? Let's talk about hyperbola now. Are we ready for the hyperbola? Are we ready for the hyperbola? Okay. So hyperbola, in hyperbola basically there is no concept such as major or minor axis or smaller or bigger value. Okay? So this is completely different. This time eccentricity of hyperbola is greater than 1 and the standard equation look like this: x square minus upon a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. So this is what we call as standard hyperbola. Okay. So you can clearly see this. This is the y-axis. This is the x-axis. So you can see the two branches of the hyperbola. Right? Vertex of this particular hyperbola will be plus minus a comma 0. This is the vertex. Plus minus a comma 0. Right? So this is like this and this. Both the branches are related to single hyperbola, single equation only. Now the focus is again same thing, plus minus ae comma 0. So the good news is ellipse and hyperbola, these two curves share the same focus and the same directrix. The formula is pretty much same. Right? And you know what? So basically how to calculate vertex? By putting y is equals to 0. The moment you put y is equals to 0, you will realize x is equals to plus minus a. And the moment you put x is equals to 0, you realize your y is coming out as imaginary. That means this hyperbola is intersecting y axis at two imaginary points. So 0 comma b, 0 comma minus b. Okay? Alright, so this is all about hyperbola. And you know what? In this particular case, we have a transverse axis. Transverse axis is that axis where the actually your hyperbola intersect. So this is transverse axis is x-axis. Length of transverse axis is what? 2a. So this length, can you see this? This length is nothing but 2a. This length is 2a, right? What about conjugate axis? So conjugate axis is b dash, which is what? 2b. So transverse axis, conjugate axis. Focus is again same thing, plus minus ae comma 0. Directrix is plus minus a by e, just like your ellipse. But eccentricity is very fixed. Eccentricity is 1 plus b square by a square. That's it. No major, no minor. Just remember 1 plus b square by a square. And latus rectum is nothing but 2b square by a. So no concept of major or minor axis in this case of hyperbola. Okay? Now we have another hyperbola which we call it as a different conjugate hyperbola. Conjugate hyperbola mein, can you see the difference that this time the minus sign is over here before x square. So this is what? Conjugate hyperbola. Right? Can you see this origin? Right? So this time this is your transverse axis, this is your conjugate axis, 0 comma be, 0 comma minus be. And yes, so vertex is 0 comma b, 0 comma minus b. Right? Same thing as ellipse. So directrix is plus minus b by e. Let me just give you gist of it. Transverse axis this time is what? 2b, reverse ho gaya. Conjugate axis is 2a. Focus is 0 comma plus minus b. Directrix is y is equals to plus minus b by e. And eccentricity become e is equals to 1 plus a square by b square. Yes. Eccentricity becomes 1 plus a square by b square. right? So basically 1 plus whichever is the negative wala na, a square by b square ka root. Don't forget to apply the root. That's how we calculate the eccentricity. And length of latus rectum would be 2 negative ka square, because negative is what? This time x is negative. So negative ka square upon b. Okay? Alright. So till now we have studied the hyperbola whose center is fixed 0, 0. But you know what? This hyperbola is having center at h, k, and this hyperbola is again having center at h, k. So this hyperbola looks like this, but center will be h, k, and this hyperbola, because x is negative, so this will look like this, h, k. Clear? So now we have a question. We have a nice question. Question says, HB a hyperbola whose focus are given as this. So basically 1 plus root 2 comma 0 is f1, and you have f2 which is 1 minus root 2 comma 0. Eccentricity of hyperbola is root 2, right? Eccentricity is root 2, and we need to figure out length of latus rectum. In this case, distance between two focus will be what? Tell me. Distance between two focus would be what? So 2AE is nothing but distance between these two quantities. So the moment you subtract it, you will realize 2 root 2. And you know what? Eccentricity is also given to you. So 2A root 2 is equals to 2 root 2. Clearly we can see the value of A, that is semi-major axis, is 1. Semi-major axis is 1. Right? And sorry, the value of A is 1. I forgot. There is no concept of major axis. I had started thinking about the ellipse only. Okay, so A is coming out as 1. Okay, now what we are looking for is, we are looking for the value of B. Right? How to calculate the value of B? So here A is coming out as 1. Okay, and eccentricity E square is equals to 1 plus 1 A square by B square. So basically what is happening? 1 square by B square. So B is also coming out as 1. Right? If you solve square, hat jao. So B is 1, A is 1. So length of latus rectum is 2B square by A. So that would be 2 only. Right? This is a rectangular hyperbola. In case of rectangular hyperbola, eccentricity is root 2, square root of 2. Okay? Clear hai? Let's talk about this particular hyperbola, this particular question, which says that the focus of this ellipse and this hyperbola coincide. Okay, this is ellipse, this is hyperbola. Focus coincide. Let's just calculate the focus related to this. So I can clearly see this is the horizontal ellipse. Focus would be 2AE, comma 0. Sorry, AE, comma 0. Right? AE, comma 0. Plus minus AE, comma 0. So A is what? 4. So plus minus 4. Eccentricity will be what? 1 minus 7 by 16 ka root. 16 minus 7, so that this would be 3 by 4. So 4 multiply 3 by 4 comma 0, that is plus minus 3 comma 0 will be the focus of ellipse. Focus of ellipse. Okay? What about this focus of hyperbola? So focus, this 25 will go over here. So x square upon 12 by 5 ka square minus y square upon alpha by 5, root alpha by 5 ka square is equals to 1. Focus of this hyperbola. Clearly focus of this hyperbola is, so for that, okay, so that would be again plus minus AE comma 0 only. Right? A is what? 12 by 5. So plus minus 12 by 5 E comma 0. So can we equate these two things? So because the focuses are coinciding. So 3 will be equal to 12 by 5 E. So 3 4s are 12. E is coming out as 5 by 4. Eccentricity of hyperbola is what? 5 by 4. Now let's just apply the formula. Right? So for hyperbola, eccentricity of hyperbola would be square root of 1 plus what? B square by A square. whichever is negative it will come on top. So alpha by 25 actually. Alpha by 25 upon 144 by 25. 25 cancel. So it will become 144 plus alpha by 12 is equals to 5 5s are 25 by 4 4s are 16. Just solve it and get the value of alpha. Right? Yes. So 4 3s are 4 4s are. So it will become 75 is equals to 144 into 4 plus 4 alpha. So it will become, yes. Is it like this? Let me just check. Alpha is coming out as 81. 3 into, so basically eccentricity is coming out as yes, 1 plus alpha by 144. So 144. Eccentricity is actually coming out as 5 by 4. Alpha by 144, correct. So 1 by 12. And that side I'll be having 3 by 4. Okay. सही किया ना मैंने. 5 by 4. Eccentricity of hyperbola is coming out as 5 by 4. Yeah, so alpha is coming out as 81, है ना? If alpha is 81, so this value is coming out as 81. Latus rectum का length कितना होगा? Eccentricity 3 by 4. How come 3 by 4? 3 4s are 12. So this is 12 by 5 if I'm not wrong. This is 12 by 5 E, comma 0. 12 by 5 is equals to 3. 3 1s are 3, 4s are. Eccentricity of ellipse is coming out as 3 by 4. This is eccentricity of hyperbola. 12 by 5. This is I have done correct. ठीक है, let me just do it one more time. So what we are doing is, again, so eccentricity of ellipse is coming out as 3 by 4. Right? It is this so we have done correctly. Focus is also plus minus 3 by 3 comma 0. This is your hyperbola. This is also we have done correctly. Eccentricity of hyperbola is what? 1 plus this upon this. So this is your eccentricity of hyperbola. Right? Now focus is what? Plus minus AE comma 0. So 12 by 5 into E and 12 by 5 into this will be equal to what? 3. So the moment you cut it, so it will be 5 3s are 15. So it will become 144 plus alpha is equals to what? 15 ka square. That is 225. So alpha is coming out as 81. So now we got the hyperbola. Once we got the hyperbola, we need to calculate value of latus rectum. So twice of this upon this ka square, 9 by 5 ka square upon 12 by 5. So twice of 9 by 5 ka whole square upon 12 by 5. Basically 2b square by 8. So this will be what? 27 by 10 will be the length of latus rectum. Option D is absolutely right. Okay. Clear? Yes. Okay. Ellipse done. Let's now talk about the remaining chapters. So vector algebra we have already completed. We are not doing it. We are just looking for 3D geometry. Right? Let's just, yes, I wrote 75. Na? Incorrect I wrote. Anyway. So 3-dimensional geometry, let's begin because we could not finish it. Let's just begin, or let's just take a 2 minutes break. I will have a water break, right? So the timing is 20 to 55. Now let's meet at 11. Let's meet at 11 p.m. and finish 3D geometry, statistics and probability. Okay. ठीक है. All right. I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. ठीक है, let's just begin three-dimensional geometry. Yes. So for three-dimensional geometry, we need to understand that so there are actually two ways to write the equation of a straight line. ठीक है. So I'll be telling you the vector form and the Cartesian form. Okay. So for any particular line, if you wish to write the equation, you must know a point on that line and the direction of that line. Point on that line, direction of that line. So R vector should be equal to A times lambda times B vector. Basically R vector is point vector plus lambda times direction. Point plus lambda times direction will give you straight line ka equation in vector form. Okay. Now if you have a point, that means in Cartesian form, this A vector is nothing but x1, y1, z1. Right? So this is x1, y1, z1. So what you will be writing is x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1. And this B vector is the direction vector whose value is ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. This is the direction. So direction will be in the denominator. This will be equal to lambda. This is the Cartesian form of straight line in 3D geometry. And this is the vector form. Both are interconvertible form. Can you see this? Again, we have a point and we have a direction. So we can write this or this. Okay? Now, if we have 2 points on that line, now, then also we can write the equation. So if we have A vector and this time this B vector is not the direction but the point. So how will we write it? So R vector is equals to A vector, the point vector plus lambda times direction. I need direction. Direction can be achieved by subtracting these two vectors, so B minus A vector. Or if I want to write the same equation in Cartesian form, so if I have 2 points, first point would be x minus x1 is equals to y minus y1 is equals to z minus z1 and upon. So this would be x2 minus x1 and y2 minus y1 upon z2 minus z1, because this will represent direction ratios of that line. Isn't it? Yes. This denominator is representing what? ABC, which is direction ratio only. Are you getting my point? Yes? ठीक है. Alright. Now this is something which is actually very very important. Shortest distance between two skew lines. This is must do problem. ठीक है? So basically if you have two skew lines, that means skew lines which are neither intersecting lines nor parallel lines, basically it looks like this. Basically neither they are intersecting each other, they have some gap and they are not even parallel, but they have some shortest distance between these two. Can you see this? This has some shortest distance, and that shortest distance lie along the line which is perpendicular to both the lines. Yes. So that distance is what we are interested in, and we do have a formula for that. So suppose two lines are given to you. R vector is equals to A1 plus lambda B1. R2 is, second line is A2 plus mu 2 B2. Right? So how to calculate shortest distance between two lines? So shortest distance will be equal to, so you need to form a vector out of these 2 points. Why? Because A1, so this is A point, let's say this is B point. So this is A vector, A1 vector, this is A2 vector. Right? So this vector you need to form, that would be A2 minus A1 vector. A1 vector, A2 vector minus A1 vector. Right? And you know what? Now you need to take the cross product of B1 and B2. So dot product with cross of B1 cross B2. Right? So basically you are looking for two vectors. The first vector is what? AB vector, which is formed by points on the line. A2 minus A1. The second vector is what? Cross product between directions. B1 cross B2. Right? So these two vectors we need to take dot between these two vectors and divide it by this particular modulus or magnitude. Take overall modulus, you will get the shortest distance between two lines. Yes? Alright? Clear? You know what? This is also very important. Whenever you need to take distance between two parallel lines, So can you clearly see that both the parallel lines have same direction? Obviously, because lines are parallel, direction, cosine or ratio will be same. That is one thing. Second thing, we do have 2 points on the line, so we will do the same thing. We will form a vector which is what? Formed by 2 points on the line, that is a2 minus a1. We need to take a cross product this time, but this time both have same direction, so cross with b and divided by what? Magnitude of b. Don't you think both the formulas are quite similar to each other? Just one difference is that both directions are different. That's why we have performed a cross product and the same magnitude. And here, because both directions are same, so cross with simply b vector and divided by the magnitude. So this is distance between parallel lines. Okay. Now coplanarity. Condition of coplanarity again very important. So condition of coplanarity of two lines basically. So this we don't have in our syllabus, but we can do it in a different way. So whenever two lines are coplanar, simply shortest distance between two lines is 0. What does that mean? That means a2 minus a1 vector. Remember the shortest distance formula? Dot with b1 cross b2 vector should be equal to 0. If this is 0, then what? Then the lines will be coplanar. Basically the shortest distance का numerator formula should be equal to 0. ठीक है? Alright. Let's just begin with this question. So question is saying if the shortest distance between the line joining these 2 points and the line. Okay. So basically we need to figure out shortest distance between two skew lines. One line is given to us and one line is what we need to figure out. So let's just form the line x minus 1, y minus 2, z minus 3 upon 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1. This is line number 1, line number 2. Now shortest distance they are saying between these two lines is alpha. Let me just tell you that how to figure out shortest distance between two lines in Cartesian form, right? So first of all, we need to figure out the point on this line. So that would be 1, minus 1, 2, and point on this line is simply 1, 2, 3. Right? We need to write x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. So finally will be 1 minus 1, 0. Oops. Yes. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. 2 minus 1 will be 3. 3 minus 2 would be 1. The first row will be difference of both the points. x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. What would be the second row? So second row would be what? 2 minus, so basically the direction ratio. So 1, 1, 1 and 2 minus 1, 0. Divided by, what we need to do is, we need to actually perform the cross product between row number 1 and row number 2. That's it. We are done. Let's do this. Okay, let's complete this. So 1, 1, 1, 2 minus 1, 0 upon we have what? Again, I, J, K, 1, 1, 1, 2 minus 1, 0. Okay, let's just solve it. So 0 will be gone, minus 3. You have 0 minus 2. Plus 1. Minus 1 minus 2. So it would be minus 3 upon square root of, can you see this? 0 minus minus 1. So it will be again. So this is 1 ka square, then 2 ka square, then 3 ka square. So this is 6 minus 3, 3 upon this would be 14, 3 by root 14. So the answer would be what? 3 by root 14. Can you see this? Yes. So alpha is 3 by root 14. We need to figure out 28 alpha square. So 28, this is alpha square. This will become what? 18. So 18 would be the correct answer. So shortest distance ka question will be definitely will be there in JEE Mains 2024. ठीक है? Alright. Shortest. Now this is a homework question to you. Similar question. You have got two lines. What you need to do is, let me just show you. So point is what? Minus 2, 0, 5. 4 comma 1 comma minus 3. So subtract these two. You will get 4 minus minus 2, 6, then 1, then minus 8. Right? 1 minus 2, 2, and 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 0. Sorry, 1, 2, 0, right? 1, 2, 0. And upon we have I, J, K, 1 minus 2, 2, 1, 2, 0, I, J, K. Right? So if this would be your shortest distance. Will you be able to calculate it? Homework done, done, done? Yes, this is your homework question. Alright. Next question from the 3D geometry. Consider the line L1 and L2 and L3 is having direction ratio this. Intersect L1 and L2 at point P and Q respectively, length of line segment PQ. Acha. Okay, nice question. We have a line L1. We have a line L2. ठीक है, L1 and L2 is given, and we have a line L3 as well in such a way that L3 intersect L1 and L2 at points P and Q. And you know what? For L3 they have given direction ratios. For L3 they have given direction ratios. Right? So what we can do is, L3 has direction ratio. Basically I have a PQ vector. Right? L3 ke direction means what? I have a PQ vector. Basically my PQ vector is proportional to what? 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. Yes or no? And now what I can do is, P is the point on line L1. Can I actually write a point on line L1? Yes, definitely I can do that. 2 lambda plus 1 comma lambda plus 3 comma lambda 2 lambda plus 2. ठीक है? Yes. What about this point Q? So point Q will be, okay, so point Q is what? So point Q can be written down as here. So mu plus 2, right? So mu plus 2 and 2 mu plus 2. 2 mu plus 2 and last is 3 mu plus 3. This is my Q point. Can I write PQ vector now? Can I write PQ vector? So PQ vector would be actually Q minus P. So mu minus 2 lambda and what? 2 minus 1, so plus, comma 2 mu plus 2 minus lambda plus 3. So 2 mu minus lambda minus 1. And what about this last thing? 3 mu minus 2 mu plus 1. Minus 2 lambda actually plus 1. So this is my PQ vector. Now PQ vector is proportional to this. PQ vector is this. What we can do is, we can actually equate the ratios. Right? Let's equate the ratio. So mu minus 2 lambda plus 1 is equal to 2 mu minus lambda minus 1 is equal to 3 mu minus 2 lambda plus 1 upon. So basically this is PQ vector, and PQ vector has the same direction, 1 minus 1 minus 2. So these two are equal, right? So what we can do is, we can form two equations and two unknown. So we can club these two together. So it will become what? Minus 2 mu plus 4 lambda minus 2 is equals to 3 mu minus 2 lambda plus 1. ठीक है? So it will become 6 lambda and then it will become what? 5 mu and we have plus 3. So this is equation number 1 between lambda and mu. Similarly, first and second we can club them together. So it will become minus mu plus 2 lambda minus 1 is equals to 2 mu minus lambda minus 1. So it will become 3 mu. It will become 3 lambda minus 1 gone. So lambda is coming out as same as mu. Is it the case? Yes. Lambda and mu are equal. Right? Lambda and mu are coming as equal. Okay. So lambda and mu are equal. So lambda is equals to mu is equals to 3. So the moment I get lambda mu 3, so length of line segment we can easily calculate, right? So it will become what? 3 minus 6. So minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. What about this? 6 minus 3 is 3 minus 1, 2. What about this? 3 3s are 9 minus 6. 9 minus 6 is 3 plus 1, 4. So 2 का so PQ का लेंथ मिल जाएगा आपको 4 plus 4 8. 8 plus 16 would be what? 24 का रूट. So 24 का रूट 24. 4 6 are 24, right? Yes. So option B is absolutely right. Option B is absolutely right. Yes. Are you getting my point? So what we did in this particular case, we have drawn the figure. We realized, okay, P and Q are the points which are lying on L1 and L2, and L3 has a direction ratio. So if I calculate PQ vector will be what? Parallel to what? The direction ratio of this L3 line. PQ vector will be parallel to L3. What does that mean? That PQ vector and L3 की direction ratio would be proportional to each other. The ratios would be same. So we have done the same thing. Got the value of mu and lambda. Mu and lambda are known. That means PQ vector is known. Length of PQ is easily calculatable. Right? So this was all about this question. Now this question is homework question to you. In this question it is given that two lines are perpendicular to each other. So the moment we see two lines are perpendicular to each other, that means dot product between this and this should be equal to 0. Right? Perpendicular matlab dot equals to 0. Dot product should be equal to 0. So from this you will get the value of alpha. Okay. Now they are asking angle between line L2. So L2 you know the basically direction ratios of L2. You know, right? Because you know the alpha. So you know direction ratio of L2, and you all know the direction ratio of L3, right? So direction ratio of L2 and L3 are known. The angle between two lines is easily calculatable. Let me just show you how you calculate it. First of all, you have done the dot product equal to 0. You got alpha is equals to 3. That means you've got both the direction ratio. So basically cos theta is what? Dot product between two direction ratios and magnitude of that, right? So cos theta is coming out as what? 4 by 29. So second inverse would be 29 by 4. Yes, this is how you calculate angle between two lines, because you've got two direction ratios, so consider them two vectors only. Angle between two vectors, you know, I have taught you this, right? Okay. Now this is again the similar type of question which says shortest distance between two lines you have to calculate. So this is the point actually. So point is what? Minus 1, 0, 3. This is again the point 0, minus 1, 2. This is the direction which is 1, minus a, 0, and this is direction 1, minus 1, 1. So now you know, right? This is point x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2. This will be in the second row. This will be in the third row. Upon magnitude of this cross this is given as 2 by 3 ka root. You need to figure out the value of what? A. So this is again a homework question from 2022. Similar type of question. I can show you the basically, yes, this is a formula for shortest distance. Apply it, get the value of A. Right? Okay. Alright. Now we have two topics left. Statistics and probability. Okay? Shall we take a 3 minutes break, water break, quick water break. So let's meet at 11:23 p.m. Right, 3 minutes break. Statistics, probability, clearly. So we'll be actually finishing this session in 20 minutes. Yes, 20 minutes. So that means before 11:45 we have to finish it off. All right. We are almost done with the today's session. We have 2 chapters left, but still we are almost towards the end of the session. Let's just begin statistics. One question you can expect from this particular chapter. So what is important in this mean median mode? Right? Along with that, relation between mean median mode is important. Along with that, we have standard deviation and variance, which is important. Okay. Alright, so first of all, mean median mode. Let's just understand this mean median mode quickly. Mean, so we all know that mean is nothing but sum of all observation upon total number of observation. But if discrete frequency is given to us, what we need to do is, so basically if something like this is given to us, that observation 3 is observed 4 times, right? Observation 0 is observed 9 times. This is frequency. Observation 1 is observed 2 times. Observation 3, okay, 3 is done now. Observation basically 9 is observed 2 times. So what we need to do is, we need to figure out sigma fi xi. 4 3s are 12, 0, 2, 18. So sigma fi xi will be 32. So this is 32. What about n? N is nothing but sigma fi. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 4 is 17. So 32 by 17 would be the mean in this particular case. Yes, now you know discrete frequency ke case mein how do you calculate? Now median. What is median? So if a series is given to you, right? So you need to arrange that series in increasing order or decreasing order. Suppose this is the series. Right, but now you need to figure out how many numbers of terms are involved. So we can clearly see in this case even number of terms are involved, and we can clearly see, I can see that if I talk about the middle term, there will be 2 middle terms, 3 and 4. So in this case, you have to take the average of both the terms. So 3.5 will be the median. So if n is even, then median is what? Median is what? Mean of 2 middle terms. So basically n is equals to 6 was there. So it would be what? So basically n by 2 and n by 2 plus 1 term ka mean. Mean of n by 2 and the next term. Okay, but if n is odd, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then clearly n is odd. That means 5 is your n. Clearly 1 would be your, this median is 3. How do you calculate? So if n is odd, n plus 1 by 2th term will be your median. Right, n plus 1 by 2th term will be your median. That's how you calculate median. Okay, now in discrete series, what you need to do is, you need to figure out the cumulative frequency. So suppose this is a discrete series, right, and this is xi fi. I already calculated, but here we need to calculate cumulative frequency. So 4 plus 9 is 13, 13 plus 2 15 and 17. Right, so 17. So n, the number of frequency is 17. Right, 17. So this is odd. So 17 plus 1 by 2. So that would be 9. So we need to look for cumulative frequency which is greater than what? Greater than 13. So this is your median class. So 0 will be your median in this case. 0 will be your median. Right? Okay. So if the number of terms, basically the total frequency is 17. So what you need to do is 17 plus 1 by 2. So 18 by 2, 9. Cumulative frequency slightly greater than 9 will be this. So x, this observation would be your median in this case. Okay, that's how you calculate cumulative median of discrete series. Median of continuous series. So median of continuous series, for that what you need to do is again the same thing. So cumulative frequency just greater than n by 2, and you need to apply this formula. So again you have to calculate the median class and apply the formula. So L would be the lower limit of the median class, n is total frequency, F is frequency of median class. How to figure out median class? By figuring out that n by 2 ke just greater. Okay, cumulative frequency of the class preceding the CF is what? Not the median class cumulative frequency. It is cumulative frequency of class preceding the median class. This I have already taught you, by the way. Recently we have studied the whole statistics session. I have taught you, right? So this is all about it. Now what is mode? Mode is very easy. Basically, whichever is getting highest frequency, that is your mode. That's all. Right? So highest frequency, the observation with greatest frequency is your mode. Okay? And the relation between mean, median, mode for a skewed distribution is 3 median is equals to mode plus 2 mean. Right? Or how I remember it? So basically I remember it like this. Mode is equals to 3 median minus 2 times mean. That's how I remember. Mode is equals to 3 median minus 2 mean. That's how you remember. Okay? Alright. Okay. So what is important? Basically, now measure of dispersion. In here you can get the question. The question will come from these topics. So mean deviation about mean deviation about median, or mean deviation about any given number. So basically mean deviation is important, that is first thing. Standard deviation is also important. Variance is important, and range is not that important. Coefficient of variance is somewhat important, but basically these three topics are extremely important. So first of all, let's focus on mean deviation. What is mean deviation? Let me just tell you. So for example, we have 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need to figure out mean deviation about median. Mean deviation about median. Okay? Mean deviation about median. Are you getting my point? So first of all, let's calculate median. So median, clearly I can see 3. Now I need to calculate the positive deviation of each and every observation about this 3. So 3 minus 1 is what? 2. 3 minus 2 is what? 1. 3 minus 3 is what? 0. 3 minus 4 is what? Minus 1, but we are looking for positive. And then 2 upon 5, because 5 observations are there. That's how we calculate mean deviation about median. So if they will ask me, calculate mean deviation about mean, so first I will calculate mean. Right? So mean deviation about any number A would be what? So what you need to do is, you need to subtract this from that number, take modulus and keep on adding for all the observations upon n. And for discrete frequency, you all know Fi into the observation upon n is what? Total frequency. So the similar type of formula. Okay? Right? For mean deviation about mean, we take mean in place of A. For mean deviation about median, we take median in place of A. Are you getting my point? Yes? Okay. Let's talk about standard deviation now. So standard deviation has a clear-cut formula. Let me just show that to you. So standard deviation is denoted by sigma, but variance is denoted by sigma square. Okay, let me talk about variance. So it has two formulas, sigma square, that would be equal to what? Sigma of xi minus x bar ka square upon n. Yes, what is that? So basically what we are doing is, we are calculating, so standard deviation or variance is all about mean only. Yes, it is fixed. Standard deviation means we are looking for squared deviation about mean. Squared deviation about mean. So mean is there, right? And observation is there. You have to calculate the deviation first and then square it. Plus another observation, deviation, square it, add it, plus, and so on. So this is one formula for variance. Variance is sigma square, right? But this is your standard deviation, so you just need to remove the square, apply the square root. This is first formula and this is the similar formula. Second formula for variance is what? Mean of squares, right? If you solve this, you will get this only. Mean of squares minus square of mean. So this is the second formula. Right? So these two formula you should be remembering for variance. If you apply square root, you will be getting standard deviation. Okay? And one more thing, the moment you get what? Discrete frequency, just apply Fi over here, you will get the same formula for discrete frequency, right? So again, the same formula goes for standard deviation. Have a look, then we will solve problems. Okay? The mean and standard deviation of 10 observation are 20 and 8 respectively. What the question is trying to say, that the mean, that means sigma xi upon 10 is equals to 20, right? Mean and standard deviation of 10 observations. So 10 observations. So basically standard deviation is sigma. So basically sigma is given out as 8. So that means 64 will be equal to sigma xi square upon 10 minus mean ka square. So mean is given as 20 ka square. This is what is given to us. Next, later it was observed that one observation was recorded as 50 instead of 40. So they did some mistake and one observation was wrong. So basically sigma x1, so basically eraser, okay, x1 plus x2 से लेके x10 तक का 200 है. So let us assume that our x1 was 50, ठीक है, initially it was 50 and now it has become 40. Right, so what we need to do is we need to subtract 50 and add 40. Subtract 50 and add 40. That means overall, now this is new sigma xi, that would be 190. Or new mean, so by 10 by 10, so new mean x dash bar is 19. The corrected mean is 19 this time. Okay? We need to figure out the correct variance, right? Let's figure out the correct variance first. So, yes. Can we just calculate this? So, 64 plus, so 4640 is equals to sigma xi square. Right? So, what we did is sigma xi square. x1 square plus x2 square all the way up to x10 square is 4640. But in here, x1 by mistake, what we did is, so by mistake we added 50. So, we need to subtract 50 square and add 40 ka square. Subtracting 50 ka square, adding 40 ka square. That means overall what we are doing, so this will become our new sigma xi dash ka square. So subtracting 50 ka square plus 40 ka square both sides. So 4640 mein se I am subtracting 2500 but I am adding 1600. That means I am subtracting 900. So this will become what? 3740. Right? So this is, so new xi square, the corrected xi square will be 3730 sigma. Right? Now we just need to plug in the values. So new sigma square will be equal to x new 1 upon 10 minus new mean. New mean. This is also new. Right? So new mean is what? 19 ka square and this is what? 3730 upon 10. Okay. So yeah, that's how it is. So you will be getting what? Yes, so 13, you are getting 13 as the correct answer. Let me just check. 373 and 19 ka square 9 9 za 51. So 361. 373 हो रहा है क्या? Minus 900. Sorry. 3740. So 374. So 374 minus 361 will give you 13 as the sigma square. Very easy. Nice question. Yes, Akhilan, very good. Very nice. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now this is 2023 question. This is your homework question. Mean and variance of 15 numbers are given. Mean and variance of another set is given. So basically when two sets are involved, I will tell you this formula. When two sets of mean and variances are involved, we have this formula. Please remember this. So sigma square is equals to what? N1 sigma 1 square, N2 sigma 2 square upon N1 plus N2. I guess this is clear. This is the very simple. What about this? Plus N1 N2 upon N1 plus N2 whole square and square of differences of mean. Please do remember this formula when two different sets are given to us. Different sets of variance and mean. So that's how we combine, we find the combined variance. Now first set is given as what? First set is what? 15 is the number of values. Second set ki bhi 15 number of values. But sigma 1 square is 14. Sigma 2 square is not known. The second variance is not known to us. ठीक है? But everything related to first and second series, both the means are involved. Both we know. Only sigma square is missing, sigma 2 square. And the combined variance is also given to us, which is 13. Just plug in the formula, get the value of sigma square. Sigma square is coming out as 10. ठीक है? Application of integrals we have already finished in the previous part, बच्चे, है ना? And this question again, this is let us assume this as a homework question also. So basically there are 7 terms which are in arithmetic progression. First term is given as 9. Common difference is given as D. Now they say that standard deviation is 4 and okay. Standard deviation is given as 4, right? Standard deviation, that means sigma square is given as 4. That means sigma xi minus x bar by how many observations? 7 is given as 4. Sorry, standard deviation 4, no, so it is 16 actually. Sigma square is 16. So this is 16, so this is 16, right? A is 9. Then we have 9, 9 plus D, 9 plus 2D, and all the way up to 9 plus 60. How to calculate mean? Let's calculate mean. Add everything. That means we are having sum of 7 terms upon 7 is equals to x bar. This would be your x bar. That's how you calculate mean. S7 would be what? 7 by 2. 2 into 9, 18 plus 6 times D upon 7 is equals to x bar. So we can clearly see that 9 plus 3D is your x bar, which is the fourth term. Fourth term will look like this, right? 9, 1, 2, 3. Fourth term will be 9 plus 3D. Now let's just do this. Yes. So first term is what? 9. Fourth term is what? 9 minus 3D. Ka square plus second term is what? 9 plus D, and we need to subtract mean from it, so 9 plus 3D ka whole square. Are you getting my point? And so on all the way up to which term? So basically first term, then second term. So first term is having 9 cancel, so and so on upon 7. This is your sigma square. Right, so first term I am getting 3D ka square plus second term I am getting 2D ka square. Third term I will be getting D ka square, and for fourth term, can you see? Fourth term and mean is fourth term only. So fourth minus fourth 0, so it will be 0 ka square. Fifth and fourth term, difference between fifth and fourth term of arithmetic progression, D square. Then 2D square. Then 3D square. All the 7 terms are done and dusted. The upon 7 is equals to 16, because this is your variance. Right now we can easily calculate the value of D. So 9 or 9, 18, 18 plus 8. 18 plus 8 is what? 26. 26 plus 2 is 28. D square by 7 is equals to 16. 7 4s are 28. 4 4s are. D is equals to plus minus 2, but increasing API. So D square is 4, D is equals to 2. We've got all the terms. Right? So fourth term plus sixth term, because mean was fourth term. Fourth term is what? 9 plus 3D. Sixth term is what? 9 plus 5D. 9, 9, 18 plus 8D is what we need to figure out. 18 plus 8 into 2. 18 or 16 is 34, I guess. है ना? Final answer 34. Yo, very good. Easy question. What do you think? Easy or difficult? Correct. 34. Okay. So the last topic of today's session, we will be starting in 1 minute. I'll be drinking water. Give me 1 minute. I'll be quickly coming back after drinking water. Be here. Be right here. Probability. Last topic. we'll be discussing conditional probability, independent events, total probability, Bayes law, and but this we will not study because this is deleted syllabus. Okay? Let's just quickly talk about conditional probability. Okay, so conditional probability is PA/B, and it is read like this: probability of A where B has already occurred. Now listen to me. So this is the diagram. Probability of A is what we are looking for, and B has already occurred. That means this shaded portion is already occurred. So in this occurred portion, we are looking for A. So that A thing in this occurred portion is nothing but this, right? So this is what? Tell me. So we are looking for probability of A where B has already occurred. So that would be probability of A upon probability of B basically. But the condition is when B has already occurred. So basically this portion, only this portion, that is probability of A intersection B upon probability of B. This is the formula. So yes, can you see this? Probability of A given that B has already occurred is probability of A intersection B upon probability of B. Okay? Clear? Now, if we need to figure out probability of B when A has already occurred, so what will you do? Upper intersection, and in denominator we will write A only. So can you see this? Probability of B/A is equals to B intersection A upon probability of A. Right? So from here what I can calculate is, I can actually calculate probability of A intersection B value, which would be what? Probability of A multiply probability of B/A. Or clearly we can write probability of B multiply probability of A/B. So basically you need to understand A and A. So A over here is that, and in here denominator mein A is here. So probability of B is here, so denominator mein there is probability of B. Okay? So this is called multiplication theorem. Now this is called multiplication theorem. This is called multiplication theorem. Okay? Alright. Now if two events are independent, understand this nicely. If two events are independent, I am telling you that A and B are independent events. Doesn't mean that their intersection is null. No, it's just that they do not depend on each other. And play with the words. Mark my words. Understand. Now, when A and B are independent events, I am asking you probability of A when B has already occurred. So that would be probability of A only. Why? Because ma'am, you are saying A and B are independent of each other, right? And you are saying probability of A where B has already occurred. How does it matter whether B has occurred or not? You are looking for probability of A, and the condition is when B has already occurred. I don't care whether B has occurred or not, because A is not dependent on B this time. So that would be probability of A only. If I ask you probability of B when A has already occurred, it would be simply probability of B only. Okay, so this is why this is what we call independent event. In this particular case, if I talk about this formula, na, probability of A intersection B would be what? The general formula. Probability of B/A, right? And this probability of B/A will be replaced by probability of B in case of independent event. So that means we have a formula. In case of independent event, the intersection will be equal to product of both the probabilities. This is very important. The probability of A intersection B is probability of A multiply probability of B. Okay? Yes? Alright. Now let me just teach you one very interesting thing, total probability law. So suppose I have A. Suppose I have an event A and I am looking for probability of event A. Okay. Now there are multiple events basically. So this is my event number E and E1. And E1 and A are having some intersection. This is my event number 2. E2 and A are having this intersection, and this is my E3. E3 and A are having this intersection. Basically, basically the combined thing, if I talk about the complete A, so complete A will be what? Complete A will be what? So probability of A will be what? This portion plus this portion plus this portion. Now this portion is intersection between A and E1. This portion is what? Intersection between A and E2. This portion is intersection between A and E3. Okay? Now we have already studied this. Probability of A intersection E1 is what? Probability of E1 multiply probability of A by E1. Can you see this? If E1 is here, E1 should be in denominator. E2 is here, E2 should be in denominator. E3 is here, E3 should be in denominator. So this is my total probability theorem. Now you must be wondering, ma'am, okay, we got this. We got the whole concept. But you know what? The application is very, very different. For application part, I'll show you the question only. Yes. For application part, I will show you the trick how to solve the question. Okay. But before that, we will talk about the Bayes theorem. So the formula of Bayes theorem look like this. And you know what? This looks very difficult. But if I tell you with the help of the problem now, then you will understand, okay ma'am, Bayes theorem is like cakewalk for us. Okay. So this is the last question of the day. Last thing of the day. Right. And you know what? Listen to this carefully. And this is all about Bayes theorem. So the question is, first thing is how to identify question of Bayes theorem, because nothing is written like this. This question belongs to Bayes theorem. So I'll show you how to understand. First of all, it is they are saying that a bag contains 6 balls. 2 balls are drawn at random and both are found to be black. The probability that the bag contains at least 5 black balls. Probability that bag contains at least 5 black balls. Okay. So basically there is one hidden statement in this whole question which is shouting loud that okay, my question is so this question belongs to Bayes theorem. Which is that statement? Basically this statement. 2 balls are drawn and they are found to be black. What does that mean? They have did something, they have done something, they have performed an event and the outcome is already sorted. Can you see this? The balls are already black in color. Are you getting my point? One event has already occurred in the past. If one event has already occurred in the past, then the problem will be of Bayes theorem or conditional probability. Right? So how to apply the question from Bayes theorem? So they are asking the probability of at least 5 black balls. So basically what we will do in Bayes theorem, what we do is, in the denominator we write total probability and in the numerator we write favorable probability. This is your the final probability. So favorable probability is what? At least 5 black balls is your favorite probability. Right? So at least 5 black balls means exactly 5 balls or exactly 6 balls are black. Okay? This is your favorable probability. What is total probability? So basically there are 6 balls, 2 are definitely red. Right? 2 are definitely red. So what could be the multiple cases? So first case would be exactly 2 balls. Exactly 2 balls are black. Right? Plus exactly 3 balls are black. Plus exactly 4 balls are black. Plus exactly 5 balls are black. Plus exactly 6 balls are black. Okay? So first of all, just write the total probability. Let me just help you writing the total probability. So in the denominator we'll be writing. Is it visible? Yes. So exactly 2 black balls. Out of 6 black balls, what I am trying to say is, out of 6 black balls, we have 2 black balls. Right? So out of 6 black balls, we have 2 black balls. So probability of getting 2 black balls where in the bag there are exactly 2 black balls. So basically 2 seeds. So let me just write it over here. So probability will be, so this is exactly 2 plus exactly 3 plus exactly 4. Are you getting my point? Plus exactly 5 plus exactly 6. Okay? So probability will be equal to what? So probability of getting 2 balls when in the bag we have 2 black balls and 4 other balls. So that is 2C2 upon 6C2. Right? That's what I am saying. This is the probability of getting 2 black balls when in the bag we have exactly 2 black balls. Plus, this is exactly 3. That means in the box 3 black balls are there and 3 other balls are there. But I need only 2 now. Eventually I need 2 balls. So 3C2, 6C2. If they have 4 black balls, so out of 4 I need 2 black balls and 6C2. And 5C2, 6C2. Basically they have 5 black balls in their bag and there are 6. All 6 are black. 6C2, 6C2. All 6 are black. When all 6 are black, probability of getting black ball would be 1, like this. Okay. Now what we are looking for is favorable probability. Favorable probability is at least 5 black balls. So at least 5 means at least 5, exact 5 and exact 6. So basically this quantity, a portion of the denominator will come in the numerator. So 5C2 upon 6C2 plus 6C2 upon 6C2. So basically 6C2, 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 6C2 is gone and we are left with what? So 5C2 is 10, 6C2 is 15 upon, this will be 1, this will be 3, this is a 4, 5 is 20, 10, 4, 3 is 12, 4, 3 is 6, sorry 6 plus this is 10 plus 15, this would be your answer. So 25 and then 25 plus 10 is 35, 5 5s are 5 7s are 5 by 7 is the correct answer and option C is absolutely right. This is Bayes theorem. This is Bayes theorem. Please ask me, please let me know whether this is clear or not. So this was all about Bayes theorem and this was all about probability. Okay, so let's just end this session over here and I'll be sharing you the notes of this session as well. Right, so I have pending notes of 3 sessions, I am aware. So I'll be sharing you 3 session notes. Okay, so we'll end this session over here and I'll see you on Monday. Right, we'll be having more sessions, more important sessions that will help you to score more in your upcoming JEE Main. That will help you to boost your rank in your JEE Main. Okay, all right. Right, so let's just wind it up. This is me, Namrata, signing off. I'll see you all on Monday. Have a happy Sunday, by the way.